like Dora, more than a player, call me the enforcer. Run with Porcher after the torment, more dormant, more spit, more corners getting bent. To the extent you won't shut your... Oh, my God. Quinn killed this one.
San Quinn, very underrated. Shout out to San Quinn. Man, this was a banger.
Trice, deuce, quadruple.
Oh, Fody came
Come on.
Fody hopped on and just lit it up. Good morning to everybody out there as we say, oh, baby, here on a Frisco Friday. We're getting ready for... Oh, I see.
God, this song is just...
It's hard.
Come on.
It's hard. This is the type of song that I drive to. When I'm like, it just locks you in and you just think about war. Because tomorrow on that football field, when that ball gets kicked off.
No play. Them boys is fools up in me.
So I heard through the grapevine, Easop Winston.
Oh, yeah. He
plays for the Hawks. Yeah. He plays for City College San Francisco.
Yeah. Wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver. He's up there in Seattle now. Did he go to Sarah High?
I think he was Sarah High at one point.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, you could be right.
I thought it was Peninsula.
Speaking of Sarah, by the way, 650-Xfinity Mobile Text Line. Shout out to Sarah High School basketball. Matt Bont head to the De La Salle Sarah football game in the fall with their son Anthony, who wants to be a broadcaster and a writer or whatnot. He's a senior at Sarah. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us, Bonte. We love you guys on the Morning Roast. They listen all the time. And you know, one of the things Anthony said, and his mother said, thank you, Chasky, for taking the Giants to task. Nobody does it.
Really?
You guys took them to task, and we love it. We love it. You also do this, too, 925. Shout out to Shasky for throwing strays all day. They throwing his heads up like Iguodala after he fouls. What did I do? I didn't say nothing. He said it.
Palms up.
Points the finger at me quick, and I get all the heat. So I saw the back signal out. I threw the back signal out for somebody.
Song.
Yeah, that Quinn song.
I got goosebumps.
But Aesop, yeah, Sarah grad, huh? Sarah grad.
See?
But anyway, you know, members of the Hawks were like, this damn defense of the 49ers, they're like gnats. They're just everywhere. They're stinging you from every direction. They're pursuing to the football, just smacking you all around. And that's what I need tomorrow. I need the defense on the field first.
Mm-hmm.
I need Fred Warner looking at the end zone saying, get your ass up, stand up, let's go. And I need Greenlaw flying around, hitting his helmet like this, like he does before every game, and go out there and just lay wood. Lay hat all day long. And then just let Brock Purdy ease into the football game. And that's on Shanahan. Brock, I got you. Just follow me here. Follow me. We're going to be good.
Bonte, I was looking at 49er head coach playoff wins. This run, if Shanahan can win a couple games, he's passing Harbaugh.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this is year 6. This is third run.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's as great as the Harbaugh era was and everything, like, he's now done it, and, you know, with different versions of his team. It felt like that Harbaugh team, although it changed dramatically from 11, to 2013.
Right.
Man, this Niner team is very different from the 2019 run.
Very, very different. And you got to think, too, Harbaugh's run, the first 2 years, they had bye weeks.
Yes.
You know, this time around, you look at Kyle Shanahan, they've had to do it the hard way.
Yes.
Last year, they had to do it the hard way, starting on the road in the wild card round. Mm-hmm. And this year, you got to start on the road or start at home, but you're in a wild card round. And it's like, all right, you got to play every single week of the playoffs unless you get to the Super Bowl and you get that bye week.
You know, we've been talking so much about the quarterbacks, like, oh, who does Brock Purdy compare up against?
Right.
You and I had this conversation like 5 years ago, and I was telling you, like, one of the benefits when you get one of these young coaches and they hit, right? When they hit, they have to hit, because if they don't hit, then it's meaningless. But, like, if you go for 5 years, you look up and you're like, wow, like, not only like I'm looking into the future and I'm saying this guy who's in his early 40s could coach for another 10 or 15 years. You start to look around, you're like, he's got so much more experience than a lot of his counterparts. Philadelphia, Nick Sirianni, he's got the one playoff game. Right? Think of how battle-tested the staff is for the Niners with Shanahan at the helm.
Yeah, D'Amico, Chris Kosaric, they've been here all. They've got Forrester, who's coaching the offensive line run game coordinator.
Now, Pete Carroll, I think, has been to 10 playoffs. I think it's 10 out of the 13 years or whatever it is. Like, we give him a lot of credit. Outside of Pete, name me a guy in the NFC who has a better playoff history than Shanahan.
Well, no, and this is a conversation we had a couple months ago. When the Niners started this run, we were talking about Jimmy and Kyle, right? And we said, how many quarterbacks would you take over Jimmy Garoppolo if you threw Tom Brady to the side?
Yeah.
How many coaches would you take over Kyle Shanahan? in the NFC when you look at the playoff teams. Mike McCarthy, nobody's taking Mike McCarthy.
No one.
And he has and give Mike McCarthy credit, he has a lot of playoff experience. He could maybe match Shanahan's playoff experience, and he does have the one Super Bowl. You have to give him that. No matter what, you could say Rodgers and you could say defense, Charles Woodson. McCarthy has the Super Bowl.
Yes.
He's got his own.
But he's also got a litany of one and dones.
No doubt. But
a litany.
He has a Super Bowl. And he has a street named after him in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
because of that Super Bowl.
There's only like 7 streets, but I get it.
But he got one of them.
Yeah.
He got one of the 7.
There are people with streets named after him that I disagree with.
But, hey, he has one of 7 streets in Green Bay.
No, I get that. I hear you.
So he's the one guy I'm just saying who could maybe match Shanahan in terms of experience in the postseason. But he's had a lot of failures. Todd Bowles.
No one trusts
Nobody trusts Todd Bowles, right? Nobody trusts him. Brian Daboll, his first ever playoff game as a head coach.
Exactly.
Doesn't have that experience, right?
Sirianni, who I referenced.
O'Connell up there at
Kevin O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, whatever the hell his name is.
Ex-quarterback.
No experience.
None.
But he was on the staff at the Rams or whatnot.
For sure.
But he hasn't had the experience. So to your point about Shanahan, that's why when we had this conversation a couple months ago, it's not many guys you would take over Shanahan in the NFC, and now you probably wouldn't take anybody.
Well, now I think it's also appropriate. So, like, just for people that are driving around right now, Seifert had 10 wins as a 49er head coach in the playoffs. Bill Walsh had 10 wins as a 49er coach in the playoffs.
That's it.
Third person, it is. But they also didn't have the extra rounds. Yeah, it's a little different now, and it's been expanded. But Harbaugh had 5 wins. 5-3 in the playoffs. 5 wins. Shanahan right now is 4-2. If he wins on Sunday with his third string quarterback, he will tie Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
And like part of the lore of Harbaugh is he did it with Cap and Alex Smith. Even though they didn't win the big one. For Shanahan to do this in the time, it's kind of appropriate if he can win on Sunday against Pete, the guy who knocked out Harbaugh, and with his third string quarterback. It's pretty incredible.
Hear me out here. And some people are going to listen. They're going to hear what I'm saying. And we got to call
I'd
on
like
the
to hear
line
what you have to say. Yeah, let's hear
it. Some people are going to scoff at what I say. But this is a postseason run where I believe Shanahan's playing with house money because of the third string quarterback.
There's a meat shield there.
Do they get an excuse if they lose to the Seahawks? No, not at all. They have the better defense. They have the better talent.
To me,
they
win one game. To me, win one game. Yeah, you got to win this one.
But in a way, Shanahan is saying, if I could get this team to the NFC Championship with Brock Purdy,
sky's the limit.
I can do no wrong.
Yeah.
I can do no wrong. So all the playoff shortcomings he's had, I think he could do no wrong here. With that said, I want to see Shanahan do something I didn't see last year in the postseason. Okay. And that was have that killer instinct. When it's time to put away a football team. And we've seen it in the regular season.
Okay.
The Dallas game. You're running the ball on 3rd and 13. I get it, Jimmy. You don't trust him or whatnot. That ball needs to be in the air. You need to get a first down. Yeah. Dallas should not have had the ball at the end of the game.
No.
Whatsoever.
No.
They should not have had the football.
No.
The Rams game, we know how conservative they got.
Yeah.
We know what happened there on 4th
the 4th and 1 where they ran Trent across on the motion play after running it the week before. And he's hobbled. Just not good. Oh, and they didn't go for it on 4th down. That's what it was.
They punted the ball on 4th down.
Yeah.
Had that killer instinct. And that's the one thing that I want to see from Shanahan tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to see it from him next week if they get past Seattle. Develop that killer instinct in the postseason because that's been the one thing that's knocked them. The Super Bowl 54 not having a killer instinct in the first half, not having a killer instinct against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Have that killer. That's what I want to see this postseason. I think he could do that with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, this feels like, and we said this heading into the year of Shanahan. Hey, your hand-selected quarterback and blah, 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 blah. So many things have gone wrong, and yet so many more things have gone right this year. And I think it goes back to him. Can you name, I said Seifert and Walsh, and obviously we have Harbaugh and Shanahan. Can you name anyone else in 49er history as a head coach who has a playoff victory? There's 2 other guys.
Dick Nolan's got to be one.
Yep. And can you name the other one who we haven't referenced yet?
Mariucci.
Look at you.
Mariucci gets a lot of throw a lot of shade to Mooch. I know Mooch had his shortcomings, but they won some big playoff games.
I know they did.
Big playoff games.
But are you a little surprised there's only that many?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not
in
either.
Our lifetime, no. Yeah. We know what's that. Did this Erickson?
Yeah, no, come on. I thought when we won that first game against the Bears in 03, when he came in, we won 40-something to 7. I was like, we're going to the playoffs.